Welcome everybody, here's your Strategy Wolf and welcome back to Strategic Command. World War I, Emperors in Turmoil, the Shadow of the Tsar scenario versus Old Crow Balthazor Strategic Arcana. Our rematch, we are playing the whites and he's playing the reds. After my humiliating defeat in the first turn, I'm trying my best now with the actually outsider fraction, but maybe we learned our lessons or he is run into his hybris. Let's hope the best. Maybe this will help us. Last turn we just started, we haven't seen any moves from his side. Now we should be in February in 1919 and what was my head, we pushed a little bit in Estonia. We cut off Tsaritsyn already with the southern Cossacks since there was a massive evacuation in the Caucasus. We moved up a couple of troops pretty quickly to north. I hope he's not in a position to really strike back now or already punish us. I don't think or don't know if I can necessarily immediately or take quickly Tsaritsyn quickly, but we'll see what happens over here. Let's get in together, watch the replay together. As always, you know the moves, and of course, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to give me and also him, of course, a like and subscription so you wouldn't miss out in the future, and helps us a little bit. I'm putting also a link to his site into the video description. Of course, if you're also new here, don't forget not to spoiler, even though we are releasing the episode staggered. So when you see this, I probably have already done 6-7 more of, let's see, depending a bit on our timing. So yeah. Okay, the north is reinforced by the enemy. Tsaritsyn tries to escape. Oh, that's lucky for us that the Ukrainian forces here didn't really surrender. Kiev also holds out for a turn, nice. And it was good that we took the French down, I think, to Kherson actually. Ooh, here the corps here from the Urals is getting punished. But I feel like so far that turned out pretty okay for us. I mean, it's the beginning. We're going to be on you like Wolverines after Minsk in heat, comrade. Yeah, we'll need to find time for smack talk too. They went a little bit back here in Ukraine, it's expected. Bolsheviks launched a third international calling for worldwide revolution. Trotsky instills discipline and builds a 1 million man Red Army that takes away some of his MPPs, but I think provides him with a couple of units quite soon. We're getting Polish tanks and Murmansk volunteers. Let's get a quick overview. Yeah, we'll see when it's... Yeah, from my other games, from the American Civil War, you remember that I always put some time out for thoughts. Like with drum rolls and so forth. I don't know if we're gonna do this again here. Probably not when we just have limited resources on so many levels, because it's kind of the overview for this single forces is kind of possible easily. Well, we'll see. And I think at the moment we don't need it badly, but let's see. We start in the north. In the end, and just always wondering about the Baltic Sea Fleet, but I think the British ships are coming soon. So when they are, then we can try to do this over here. Do this means removing these guys. The only thing I'm wondering about is should we march out this rifle corps here from Kuressaare, since I doubt that there is a naval invasion. I mean, they have the Marines. And we know that from last time when Petrograd was taken by the enemy, that the enemy is willing to use them also. So it might be a high risk, but now is the opportunity. So maybe I can wait for another turn actually. Just getting the overview. Get a pulse. This was pretty lucky, I guess. I mean, they are now out of supply and they will definitely die next turn. But the Herovites will also surrender next turn already. Maybe, I'm not sure. Can we do some annoying stuff? Potentially also not really. We can reinforce Kiev, that's nice, with the fortifications. Now and then I think the supply has gone up a bit, that's good. I think these guys might have run here into a ambush actually, didn't see us, I'm not sure, I think they didn't see us coming. And also good thing to see is that Luhansk here and the region here, were not really in a position to use our weakness or capitalize on us here, being here right now. However, Tsaritsyn is also not like down or anything that we could easily attack them right now. Yeah, we have to siege them down. That's going to be complicated. And also here we're feared a bit for the enemy. Rather defensive. I feel like I pushed pretty hard from towards Libychens the last time with front, so I don't see them coming by now. Which in the end, and giving these troops over here indicates, is the first indication in my opinion, that the enemy might come for the Ural Cossacks first. Yeah, especially with the attack over here. So given that, I might be actually a good idea to go to a slight retreat over here. Let's see. Do we have a holding here Birsk and this line here behind these rivers is an option, yeah. Or like do it gradual the retreat over here. Definitely not gonna push here in the Birsk region or in the Euro region, rather reinforce and try to get them ready. Alright, but as always, as we said, let's kick it off here in the north where things are, despite the weird looks, quite easy. Yeah, the British troops will retreat and the Americans soon, so yeah, let's bring the connection here to the north, which is important, I guess. Then, okay, here we see the first. Unlike us, the enemy put a division up here. Probably smart. I think I gave them too much space last time. I mean, this is just the 3-4 villages, but nevertheless, that put too much pressure and enabled them to go actually to this Petrograd mission. Let's see. We have this position right now. The train line is open, which is important. Exactly. This is what we wanted to do. See if Shenkursk is manned. Nope. Then let's quickly take this too. Just as a supply hub and already a forward position over here. Yeah, the British and Americans have to retreat, as I announced already. So let's at least use the capitalize here in the HQ for a good supply transfer. But maybe have them like we're not gonna go immediately here for a... I mean, with the Americans, they actually don't have a bigger role in otherwise. Can we... Well, let's reinforce here a bit. Or do we have the northern whites? I still have to get used to the flags, to be honest. Northwestern whites, northern whites. It's basically also the second shit. But yeah, we're not reinforcing too much. We can't do it right now. So let's invest these 10 here. I think I'm gonna move up just for a check. Wow, it's a core. Then I'm gonna move back here when it has a level 10 core. And the Americans at the moment can just dig in. I think they won't be coming and go too offensively, so it's a good idea to be reinforced. We will dig in a bit and hold the position here, whilst just this forward position to put up some pressure. These guys, probably I'll move them over here. Yeah, we might need reinforcements also. Then, are we getting any? Actually, let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, we got already the Murmansk volunteer, of course. But as almost expected, we surprisingly can only set them up in Murmansk, but where we have quite amazing supply, so we could let's set them up in this one, and then we either rail transport or we force march them down, depending a little bit on the urgency. Probably rather force march to save up every little penny we can afford. Yeah. Why can't the ship actually? I don't have too much experience with the carriers. I mean, they get anyways. Why can't the carrier just drive somewhere? Why do I always get the... That confuses me. Is it so slow? Or is this here an ice field or something? I don't know yet. Well, let's see. Maybe it's okay to have for some reconnaissance. Probably it won't play a role, actually, the ship over here. Alrighty, then we're gonna save up the... Once again, the money, I think, for probably next investment into infantry tech and or next division. How much is division again? For a quick look, northern whites... It's 100, yeah. Probably gonna go first into the tech and then have it be that. So far, so good. Then over here. 3, 4, 5, 6. They can actually come and strike. That's actually not a bad idea. I think actually now I think I'm gonna risk this down here. Lipaya, also here we're gonna... Let's quickly tell Jäger here. Let's see how they react to this one, just to annoy a bit. Cut off any potential troops if they are down there. Actually, could use the 2nd Lithuanian division to quickly take Sileaulia here. Sorry for the butchering of the pronunciation, of course. Yeah, I think I'll do that. If the yeah, let's quickly take this. Use the garrison here to man Kovno. Vilnius, I'll yeah, bring here into a defensive position. Ooh, I hope we can. Tanks, okay, start in Tarnov. To be honest, I think I'll bring the Cav. I mean, nothing can move towards Grodno, right? And Kovela wanna take out. Okay, let's do this later. Let's focus here first. I think we're gonna keep these guys here just for the moment in Lepaya, also for the same reasons, to just guard our... Or am I? I would love to take out Wiesenberg over here. Just to take this position would be fantastic. So let's see what we can achieve. Nothing here. Yeah, not too much of a success. Bring them to Tallinn. Sadly, we can't dig in. This was the choose the offensive route. And now we would need actually somebody down here to guard Parnu. At least we can interrupt here the train line here to Riga. That's, I guess, not bad. We might interrupt it even here to cut it fully off so that they can't reinforce or nothing. Okay, here we're gonna dig in, however. I think we won't need it. Just 2 are actually fine. Still haven't really understood if there's a bit difference. If you, I think in the end it's the same, but it's not built towards the lake. Yeah, that's the big question. Does he use... naval advances? I mean, they would come from here. Okay, I strongly doubt actually they would go to Lipaya. So, let's maybe... Yeah, let's move them here. The Freikorps can push up a bit towards Riga. Maybe they need reinforcements anyways. Kuressaare, here's the big question. Let's risk it. Let's risk it. I'm moving them. I'm keeping them unoccupied. I hope he doesn't decide for landing. The British forces fleet shall be coming in soon. Yeah. I don't know. This sometimes you gotta take risks, and we're not in a position to play it too cool. Right, we have here the, what was it, the northwestern whites, and also they have 90. So there's not too much we can do about research over here. Maybe split cheaper ones, but we need to keep up the stuff. We need to be able to reinforce or something or buy new stuff. Yes. It'll be interesting to see if there comes a strike back immediately towards these partisans. But I think they have, it's really nice to use them here for this interruption. It makes a lot of sense. Brest-Litovsk stays. Okay, let's go to the Poles. And their attack on the south here on Stanislav. I think we can happily start like this. Unfortunately, we couldn't de-entrench them, right? They're at the same level of entrenchment. Yes, they are. Oh. Not perfectly done here. Where can we use these boys, actually? Yeah, we kind of have also to guard here our border, so the Ukrainians can't push out. But I would love to use these cavalrists also. I think I'm gonna... And I can't reach it, actually. I was thinking of bringing him to Chemazl. Actually, I'll keep it like this. I'm moving down here. If they want to go to Lublin, they can go with this Ukrainians. They're for sure not on full strength, and they definitely can't take out the Zelensky HQ over here. Yeah, I'd love to bring the others in range, surely, but... actually hit the HQ a bit, so they're weaker next turn. I think this was a fair compromise, and they can defend themselves against this unit. And if they do so, we can get into the backs and cut them off. So I think this is a good... compromise, and Stanislav hopefully will fall soon. Getting to the southern ones, and yeah, here we have a lot of, and we double chitted already, infantry here. Kind of would like to immediately go into infantry warfare also. Yeah, it's just the baseline stuff, but we also need to do some reinforcements, so let's keep it cool, let's play it cool. I'll definitely reinforce Kiev over here. Since now we have more supply there, entrenched, and they didn't manage to take them out immediately, so I think this is helpful. Over here I'm gonna use our luck. I don't know if it's too useful, but at least I'm gonna interrupt here the railways, as I mentioned before. The French here will attack these partisans since they can. And I think I'll even send in more troops. Since this is still the 3 range from Odessa, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's losses, but who cares? It's the French, and I'm going to... could have actually reinforced them also. They will disappear anyway so soon. And if they're doing some fights over here, they can get a better HQ. I think that's fair. Let's do it. And it costs him some MPP. I think this is actually great that they moved here to the doorstep of Kherson, so we can use some of the French, at least to some extent. Over here we could either dig in or attack, but... oh, interesting that there was this. Is there more about this up here too? Is there any markup for this? No, it's just when you hover over it. Interesting. Well, we have no British forces around, but we do have the 4th Crimean Division. What was it said? Very, very sad. But with this supply 1, I think they won't break through here. That's okay. And we could also retreat this Inferopol, but I think they will go to the opposite direction anyways. Okay, leaving us here with the south, where things are definitely more interesting. I need to be south of Grozny, right? So I can't really move over here with the Brits. Yeah. Let's see. First to kick off Stavropol. This is a little bit worrisome over here, to be honest, especially here with also the... To be honest, I would love to bring the HQ over here, but then we need to get some security over here. Let's see how much... Let's kill off Stavropol to see our maneuverability down here. Maybe, because maybe we could force march supply 5. Let's see. Nice. Fighting spirit bonus also like help. This is the Nikin, right? Southern Sky. I know this is the Nikin anyways. Okay, actually this is helpful. This is extremely helpful. Yeah, for this reason I'm going to actually move these boys. Yeah, Elitsa here is definitely an interesting target. But I think I can do this with these Cossacks too. Yeah, okay. The Georgians can take over here. Yeah, the Brits won't do this. This is okay. Here we're pushing as far north as we can. Then with these guys, I can push towards Elitsa. I mean, this is the advantage of for us when he decides to evacuate. We didn't. We held out a little bit longer in the Caucasus, didn't really fully reinforce or anything, but the enemy was more occupied down here. Now we can manage to toss our forces pretty far north already. Let's see if Astrakhan is actually manned. No, it's not. Extremely interesting. This is a radical decision, I think. So if there's nothing new incoming, I guess we can take... So Elitsa wasn't even that important. Okay, these guys can push up. I guess that the Terek Cossacks will somehow try to come here from the south. Let's try to keep the forces together, yeah. So, reinforcements to... we need them as 6 to get them up to 10, that's the problem. I think I won't do it here, I'd rather move them at the moment. Let's bring them to Kislar here. And these guys... push up north. Then the Armenians... I think will be rather helping me over here. And the Azerbaijanis, let's see. I have not too much in-depth knowledge about tensions on the Caucasus, and apart from, of course, nowadays Azerbaijan and Armenia, I don't know how, in the Russian Civil War, how closely these units were able to operate together. We'll find out. We'll find out. So yeah, let's continue over here. We managed to... we are pushing the Krasnov HQ over here because we saw that I could... force march the cavalry here. Wow. And it'll be important to dig in somewhere over here. Maybe keeping Luhansk is too ambitious. At the same time, it's a good crossroads. I mean, we're definitely not going to keep Yuzovka. I think I'm going to retreat from. Let's see. 2nd Army Corps. Okay, they took over here Stavropol. They cannot move further. Do we actually have to pay towards attention to partisans? Nope, not here. We'll need them soon. So let's bring them up here, and yeah, force march is the way. Then we've got the Nikin. Definitely have to man Novocherkassk, of course. Then I think I'm gonna keep Luhansk actually, and just, yeah, I think this push, there's your troops, of course, they come here, but they don't have a too easy target. I think Luhansk keeping it in mine is quite valuable, and we'll have more reinforcements next term too, and they also don't have full reconnaissance right now. And here I'm going to, or to cover up actually from this side, from the south. What's the best defensive? I mean, taking the river over here would probably like keeping the side of the Don. I mean, they can come into our backs, but how much movement? Yeah, the movement is not too little, right? They could get here. Or shall we just... I think Taganrog here I'm going to take to 10. The Cuban Cossacks, at the moment we only have these Cuban Cossacks, right? I mean, they can stay... Not Cuban, Kuban, by the way. Just considering this. The forest here, obviously, but we have here this army division. They have these two. I'm a little bit worried for our, but maybe they didn't see our HQ, so they're not too tempted. I mean, they're seeing the CAF here. Still, they have no preparation bonus. I think Luhansk is the most interesting target for them, so... I think they won't expose themselves to so hardcore. I am going to dig in here too. Can we somehow elite reinforce? Nope. It's not the best setting over here, but it should hold up the enemy for a bit. So I'm happy with this. Brits remain where they are, otherwise they get punishments. These exploited as much as they can. We could also... Well, it was worth a try. Oh, we could have dug in, but giving supply 0, they will die anyway, so actually that doesn't matter. Oh yeah, over here. Over here, the question is it a good idea to... We could... And I will. Take here, I mean, it was more important, I think, to take over this position. Oh, we can't dig in here? No action points, oh sad. I try to attack nevertheless, just to... tear them down and lower the entrenchment already. Yeah, and these guys, no reinforcements. It's okay, but basically this means we are taking Astrakhan for sure, and then we're getting here the Terek Cossacks as reinforcements in the area, which... That's interesting, the enemy didn't come too hard from with Frunze down here. That's really surprising to me, and enables me to... I want to get some more reconnaissance. Probably I want this to the north here secured with the core here. Yep. I wanted to get here some reconnaissance in the area. So interesting. It's a basically here he gave up the entirety of the south here. Wow. I mean, here he seems to be strong, but I don't know how strong he is. Somebody was taking back Mikhailovka. So I assume there might be troops here. Oh, yeah, I hope there's not a too strong push immediately coming here to help out with Tsaritsyn, but I think that's what we had to do anyways. Over here, let's also get maybe a... yeah, I don't want to keep them here, to be honest. Or like... just for the reconnaissance. Okay, that's fine. Let's have them here. Because with the partisans, they're not going to push too hard down. I think it was okay that we're not standing this closely together over here. That's fine. Alright, that leaves us here with the Southern Whites with 229. Actually a lot. We're definitely going to do some... oh, with the Southern Whites, right? They're our most powerful one. Okay, we have this going on. We could go... both here, the passive ones always attract me very much. Of course, we could go towards production too, or industrial one for a long-term one. Logistics. We have a limit of 750. We can actually, I think I'm gonna start command and control plus infantry just to have this out, because these will definitely help us. Let's do it, yeah. We have a couple of HQs, this will help us. And of course we could also invest into new units quickly, but I think right now it's important, the earlier we start is the quicker it will help us. So yeah, 200 more here in research. With the double chit over here, I think this is definitely a legit investment. We totally forgot Smack Talk, by the way. Oh, the Pulse also... ooh, with the Pulse I can also do research, right? Something also I totally ignored. Should definitely also get going with these guys. Okay. Let's not get lost in this one, because we still have the Ural Cossacks to handle. Where we Ural. Where we already had a look in the beginning. Let's see, the Ural Cossacks do have... these ones 97. Did we double check with the Urals already the infantry? Yes, we did. But here we definitely need to reinforce rather now, because now is the time to shine. I mean, it's quite expensive. We have to definitely to... and we're getting we're getting another southern army here, by the way, that's coming in by event. So I think in next or in one or two turns. So I'm not worried too much over here. I think here I see the biggest threat right now. So definitely let's bring our troops back there, and there won't be this. So there won't be a loss on low supply. Yes, they only have level 3, but over here with the swamp, over the river, and some fortifications plus city. I mean, if they want to, they might take out, but I doubt they can actually take the city in this case. Let's bring in these guys as a security over here. I think this is a... yeah, there need to be 4 units over here. This is just a good thing to cover the north here. To have some reserves in the area. I don't want to... actually, I mean, this is not too bad. I could push them up just for... we can't dig them in anymore. But I want them here in range. Let's do this. So they can't see us right now with the spotting range. If they decide coming over the river, they're actually faced with an ambush from the mountains or from the hills, which is good. If they decide to push hard here on Brisk and with a little bit of luck, or the enemy might leave Ufa and we couldn't easily move in. So this is our little threat here from the side that might, and let's say if the enemy moves here, attacks from these axes, leaves Ufa unoccupied and we move in, this would be, I think, a heavy blow for his supply here in the area and could help us for a couple of turns. And here I will reinforce this, since the enemy has preparation bonus, but we are also entrenched already, so I think this could work out, and like this position looks halfway nicely. Yeah, we should also look at replacement or change of commanders when we can, but now I feel like we had to invest too generously. Let's see, we have some MPPs left before we finish the turn. Is there anything we can do with the Brits? I think the Brits, as already we had this going on last time, are sending the utmost amount they can, yeah, to the troops. I don't see a lot of reason in reinforcing the British troops, since they basically can fight here, I think in the Baltics later when they arrive, or up here, but here they retreat anyway, so not really smart, I think. Can we do some smart research with them? Something cheaper for them maybe? No, doesn't look like it. Logistics also doesn't help us, right? So we're rather saving up with the Brits. Yeah, let's save up and see where we can use it in the future. Then we have the northern whites, not the northwest, and the northwestern whites, where we said we're gonna save up for the next shit in infantry tech, which makes sense. The Poles are doing this, the Americans, yeah, so there's actually nothing to do at the moment. So apart from smack talk, be on you like Wolverines after Minsk in heat. I don't get the full cultural reference here. Either it's a language obstacle or my cultural idiocy. I don't know. Let's just. Oh. Seems like Trotsky is going after his own people at first. Whatever. Okay, guys. Seems like it. Yeah, we didn't even use the thought time for me. Maybe let me know what you prefer. Do you think I'm too rushed and might be acting stupidly if I don't take my time, and you would rather recommend me to take the time, take the notes, and so forth, or did you like this fluent style where I more like directly explain my thoughts and with the danger, of course, of some utmost bullshit I might do with that. So far, I feel like I did a good job today. Let's quickly finish together and see if there's any events or anything popping up. Right? Like this. We didn't move these boys. Do we want to? Let's move them to the east, actually. Yeah. They can help us maybe secure positions over here at some point. This was the only unit I didn't move. We went full risk, actually, with the others. Fortunately, no success over here with the Estonians, but yeah. Wow, Leiden is a rating 7. Okay. Sadly, we don't have a core with the Estonians. Okay, let's finish the turn. Yes, let's do it. Okay, this was the supply. Poland gains Poznan as a result of Greater Poland Uprising. Okay. And there we go. See, I was so nice not to check the exact arrival times. So we had some thrill here. North Latvian Brigade is assembled in Parnu. Also helpful. Petliura retreats to Rovno to reorganize the Ukrainian army. Oh, nice. British aircraft arrived to support the White forces. Oh, okay. Kolchak organized the southern group under Alexander Dutov. Okay, this turn, the southern group is coming in. Let's hope the enemy is not here at our border immediately. And John Reed's book 10 Days That Shook the World is published. Soviet Republic in Hungary by Bela Kun. And all these wonderful events that hopefully start the world... hopefully don't start to kick off a world revolution. Oops, we are on the other side now. Get used to it, Wolf. Well, that seems to be it. Here you have the overview of the different incomes. It's not too much, but it is... Yeah, we could definitely... We could save on the UK what they sent, but at the same time we want to send it, of course, so... Alright, guys, that's it. As always, let me know in the comments what you think. You're very much invited to participate, and I will answer, of course, sometimes with some time lag, and don't get too offended if it takes time or if your ideas or thoughts are not being respected, since once again we're doing it in a staggered way. So yeah, I might see your comment quite late or after I did already 7 more turns. So yeah, more like baseline strategic thoughts will be very much appreciated. And of course, I need discussion. You can like praise me, you can hate me, everything is down there. If the normal ways of communication and respect are considered. And of course, a call to action. If you want to support us a bit, and once again, would be fantastic if you leave me a like and subscription, and also about Balthazor, of course. So to honor us a bit for our project, help us a bit to gain some more attention and to make our channels in the future even more professional, maybe at some point. We'll see. Thanks for your support, and most importantly, see you next time in the next episode. Check in his episodes, but don't spoil us. Thanks for your support and for watching. Bye. Your Strategy Wolf.